Yo guys, it's been a long time since I've uploaded on this channel, and today I want to be showing you guys the strongest deck currently in Yu-Gi-Oh! Now, this deck's P.U.N.K Therion, and the two decks synergize so well because with the P.U.N.K engine you're able to make Chaos Ruler, who can send the top 5 cards of the deck to the graveyard. Then you can summon back the Regulus or the Lily Borea using those cards, and these get 3 negates. You're also able to put up Hot Red Dragon Archfiend King Calamity, which is one of the strongest boss monsters in the entire game. You can literally skip your opponent's turn. And yeah, so if you like this video, make sure you like the video, make sure you also subscribe, and let's get through the deck list. So in the deck list we play 2 Therion King Regulus, we play 1 no P.U.N.K Ogre Dance, we play 2 Therion Lily Borea, we play 2 P.U.N.K Foxy Tune, we play 2 Bulls EN, we play 1 Reaper Thumb, we play 1 P.U.N.K DNO, we play 1 Fairy Tale Snow, 1 P.U.N.K, I don't know how to say that, we play 3 P.U.N.K Seaman, we play 3 Ash, double Ghost Mourner, single Ghost Ogre, single Jet Synchron, single Absolute King Backjack, double Effect Veiler, triple Endless Engine Argyro System, we play double Therion Charge, single Pot of Avarice, single Call by the Grave, triple Emergency Teleport, double Therion Discoliseum, double Infinite Impermanence, single Lost Wind. That's all the main deck. And now for the extra deck, we play 1 P.U.N.K Rising Carp, 1 Hot Red Dragon Fiend Archfiend King Calamity, 1 Psychic End Punisher, 1 Baron de Flor, 1 Hot Red Dragon Archfiend Abyss, 1 Chaos Ruler the Chaotic Magical Dragon, 1 Shooting Rise Dragon, single Formula Synchron, 1 Zombie Vampire, 1 Access Code, Nightmare Unicorn, Selene, Lina the Light Charmer, play 1 Hulk Fibrax, 1 Link Karibo. Now moving on to the side deck. The side deck you can side in whatever cards that are either meta relevant or relevant to your locals, but I like to play double Nibiru, single Necrowall Banshee, single Token Collector, single Ghost Bell, single Harpy's Feather Duster, single Cosmic Cyclone, triple Crossout Designator because we're running so many hand traps, single Zombie World, single Mystic Mine, triple Dimensional Barrier. Okay, now let's go through why we play cards and what you can do with them. So Therion King Regulus states, you can target 1 Therion monster or machine monster in your graveyard, special summon this card from your hand, and then equip that monster to this card. Now every Therion card has this effect, so that's why when you send these cards to the graveyard, you're then able to bring them back onto the field using the effect of another Therion card in your hand. Now the secondary effect is where it gets interesting. When your opponent activates a card or effect, you can send 1 Therion monster card from your hand or face up field to the graveyard, negate that effect. So Therion King Regulus gives you a free monster negate. I prefer using a different Therion monster to bring back the Regulus, so you can activate Regulus's effect, pitch the Regulus to the graveyard, and then have the secondary effect to pitch the monster effect to the graveyard. We then play a single Ogre Dance, and the reason we play single Ogre Dance is because it's a very good Ash target. A lot of the times people would want to ash this so you're not able to search the seaman. But yeah, if this effect does activate, what you do is you'd search the Xiaomin or any other punk that you don't have. We then play single double Lilyboria. And the Lilyboria effect, I'm not going to read the first effect because we already know that. The second effect though, you can send one card from your hand or field to the graveyard. You typically do the card that this is attached to, or even the Lilyboria if it's in the spell trap zone, and then you add one Therion spell / trap from your deck to your hand. So you'd usually be adding Therion Discolosseum, which would allow you to add another Therion monster from your deck to your hand. So you'd send Lilyboria using her effect, add Discolosseum, activate Discolosseum, add another Therion card, and then special summon the Therion monster whilst attaching the Lilyboria to it. The field spell has a very OP effect as well. If your monster would be destroyed by battle, you can send one Therion card or one Endless Argo system from your deck to your graveyard instead. So what you do is you'd send the Argo system, and then you'd recycle the Argo system by putting it back into the deck and adding a Therion card from your deck to your hand. Not deck to your hand, graveyard to your hand. And this is once per turn when a monster is destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, you can target one Therion monster in your graveyard, add it to your hand. It's pretty standard. Here we have double Foxy Tune. And now Foxy Tune pairs well with the Seaman, but if you don't, so you usually normal summon Seaman, activate his effect, add Foxy Tune effect, pitch one card in your hand, and then Foxy Tune allows you to special summon Deer Note, and then with Deer Note you can synchro it into Chaos Ruler. But if you just draw the Foxy Tune and no Seaman, what you do is you activate Foxy Tune effect, pitch one, special summon the Seaman, Seaman effect activate, add Sharakusai, normal summon, activate Sharakusai effect, special summon into Rising Carp, Rising Carp effect activate, special summon the Seaman and the Deer Note, and then you can synchro. So there are a lot of ways to do it, but your main objective with this deck is to synchro into Chaos Ruler. We then run, where did we leave off? We are here. We play the Therion Bull. So pretty standard. Secondary effect, target one Therion card you control, one card your opponent controls, destroy him. Pretty simple. Same with Reaper, except this one can be done during your opponent's turn. Target one Therion card in your spell trap zone, which would typically be Reaper himself, and one card your opponent controls, return them to the hand. You don't really want to summon Reaper himself because of his low attack. He could just easily be punched over, but yeah. Deer Note, it's a pretty standard card. It's kind of bricky if you draw into it and you don't have another punk in your hand, but yeah, it's just a level 5 monster that can be special summoned and then synchro summoned into Chaos Ruler. His graveyard effect is pretty good though, so when he's sent for that synchro summon, he's then able to bring back a Foxy Tune, which makes 2 level 8s into a zombie vampire, and then zombie vampire will get to his effect later. We play one Fairy Tale Snow, because when you're sending 5 cards with Chaos Ruler, you're sending 5 cards with zombie vampire, you're discarding cards with Foxy Tune, you're sending cards to the graveyard with Lilyboria. Basically a ton of cards in this deck sent to the graveyard, so having Snow there gives you that extension, and it's also an extra interruption because you can send cards like you can banish cards from your graveyard and then target one monster your opponent controls, flip it face down, and they're unable to activate their effects. Play one we've run through these guys' effects, pretty standard. This one, you fusion summon a monster using another punk you control. This one, you normal summon, add 1 punk to your hand. Now Ash Blossom, pretty standard, everyone should know the effect. It's just a hand trap. Morna, Moonlit Chill. Now I played 2 of this and 2 Effect Veiler, mainly because with Moonlit Chill you can activate it on your turn and your opponent's turn. The drawback though is the monster has to be special summoned, and when it is special summoned. So like it's a downside, but the reason you play this is because it's a level 3 tuner that can be sent with Zombie Vampire, and then Zombie Vampire can special summon it back. You play single Ghost Ogre, it's really useful. To be honest, I'd probably cut 1 Moonlit Chill and add a second Ogre, because Ogre takes care of a lot of meta relevant decks, such as like Adventurer, Sword Soul. Ogre is really good in this current format, and it's also a light monster which can be added with Chaos Ruler, giving you a free interruption, and it's still a tuner that can be special summoned with the Zombie Vampire. So yeah, as a matter of fact, right now, just quickly change that. Did that, but yeah. Okay, so we then play 1 Jet Synchron, 1 Absolute King Backjack. Jet Synchron should be pretty straightforward. You summon it off Hauka Firebrax, you can link Karibo, special summon the Jet Synchron back into Access Code Talker. But in this deck, it's like one of the best garnets you can have, because that's what helps you make your Hot Red Dragon Archfiend King Calamity, and you basically just skip your opponent's turn. Play Absolute King Backjack. Just like Fairy Tail Snow, you send this card to the graveyard. You can reveal 3 cards from the top of your deck, then place them on the top of the deck in any order. And it says during your opponent's turn, you can banish this card from your graveyard, and if it is a normal trap, set it to your field, otherwise send it to the graveyard. Now, and this is useful because say we excavate Snow, we could put Snow at the top of the deck, activate his effect, send Snow to the graveyard, then Snow gets free interruption. We can activate his effect, put Impermanence on the top of the deck, then it'll allow us to set Impermanence to our field and use it during that turn. Same with Lost Wind. Play double Effect Veiler, discard, negate, pretty simple. Endless Engine Gyro System. Send 1 Therion card from your deck to your graveyard. This is good because we can special summon another Therion using that monster in the graveyard. If this card is in your graveyard, you can target 1 Therion card in your graveyard. If both are still in your graveyard, add either that card or this card to your hand, and if you do, place the other on the bottom of your deck. So what you typically want to do is you'd want to add another Therion card, a Therion monster, to your hand, and send this one to the graveyard. And this actually, you can outlive Mystic Mine decks that force you to just keep drawing, because this shuffles back a lot of it. Therion Charge, you send 1 Therion card from your hand to your graveyard, draw 2 cards, very OP. Pot of Avarice, because we're sending so much stuff to the graveyard, we can target 5 monsters in our graveyard, shuffle them into the deck, then draw 2. Call by the Grave, there's a lot of hand traps that we wouldn't want to deal with, so it's just nice to carry in the main deck. Triple E-Telly to summon the Xiamin. Pretty simple special summon, yeah. I've already explained this Colosseum. Infinite Impermanence, negate, pretty simple. Lost Wind, there's a reason for you play Lost Wind instead of a third Infinite Impermanence, because this card can actually be sent to the graveyard, and during your opponent's turn, whilst this card is in your graveyard and they special summon a monster, you can set it to the field, but you have to banish it when it leaves it. So this serves as an extra negate from the graveyard. Single Rising Carp, we don't really care, just special summon 2 monsters. Hot Red Dragon Archfiend Calamity. Okay, so this is a when effect, and if you don't know already, when effects can miss timing, so you usually want to do it on the resolution of a card. So it's when this card is synchro summoned, you can activate this effect. Your opponent cannot activate cards. Cards your opponent controls cannot activate their effects. Your opponent cannot activate cards or effects in response to this card's activation, which basically means your opponent is not allowed to play. They literally just have to end the phase because they're no longer able to do anything. If this card destroys a monster by battle, inflict damage to your opponent equal to that monster's original attack. That's pretty OP. And then if it's destroyed by an opponent's card, you can then special summon a Hot Red Dragon Archfiend Abyss from the graveyard, or a Chaos Ruler from the graveyard. We then play 1 Psychic and Punisher. This is just a good boss monster if you're kind of running out of targets in your extra deck, or like this is your OTK option. While your life points are less than or equal to your opponent's, which majority of the time it is, because when you activate Ziamin's effect, you pay 600, your opponent's still on 8k. Yeah. It's unaffected by your opponent's activated effects, so this card's literally unaffected. There is the case, however, in one of Distant Coder's videos where it can be destroyed later. So you activate a Despia, Despia trap card in the graveyard to destroy this monster during the end phase. So it will get destroyed, but during the end phase, because it's not an activated effect. Once per turn, you can pay 1000 life points and target 1 monster you control and 1 card your opponent controls, banish them, which is very powerful. And at the start of the battle phase, this card can gain an attack equal to the difference in your life points and your opponent's. Strong. Play 1 Baron the Floor, pretty standard, easy to make as well. Play a single Hot Red Dragon Archfiend Abyss. It's just a free, Baron the Floor. Pretty standard. It can destroy a card during the standby phase. It can revive back a monster. So if you want, you could tech in Artifact Scythe and then special summon it during your opponent's standby phase using Baron the Floor's effect. The reason I don't play it though is because it's a bit bricky, so it's a bit unnecessary. Yeah, so and then it has 1 negate whilst face up on the field, pretty standard. Hot Red Dragon Archfiend Abyss, quick effect, target 1 face up card your opponent controls and negate. So this is like an Omni negate, a very strong one too. When this card inflicts battle damage to your opponent, target 1 tuner in your graveyard, special summon it. This is a very useful effect, it comes in clutch quite often, you'd be surprised. Chaos Ruler, summoned off the Ziamin and Duel. If this card's synchro summon, excavate the top 5 cards of your deck and add 1 excavated light or dark monster to your hand. This bit is not really, you wouldn't really do that, but if the option comes up you would take it because it's just a free +1. Send the remaining cards to the graveyard. You can banish a light and dark from your graveyard, special summon this card. So what you would do is you'd activate Chaos Ruler's effect. You would then, because it's sent from the Dino, you activate Dino's effect. So chain 1 Dino, chain 2 Ruler, and then Dino special summons back the Foxy Tune. You'd then overlay these 2 monsters into a zombie vampire, and then detach 1 zombie vampire. You typically detach the Chaos Ruler. And then activate Zombie Vampire's effect, which is if you, that's not really relevant. Neither player can target this card with the effects of special summon monsters except those special summoned from the graveyard. So first of all, it can't be targeted. You can detach 1 material from this card. Each player sends the top 4 cards from their deck to your graveyard, and if any monsters were sent to the graveyard by this effect, you can special summon 1 of those monsters to your field. So you'd send, like, I don't know, a Hand Trap, special summon it back, just any tuner, even from your opponent's graveyard. Any tuner really helps, because then you'd go into Crystal and Halka Fibrax, summon the Jet Synchron, activate Chaos Ruler, special summon from the graveyard. Jet Synchron plus Chaos Ruler gives you Hot Red Dragon Archfiend Abyss. Jet Synchron effect activating graveyard to bring back, and then on your opponent's turn you'd activate Halka Brex, special summon Formula Synchron, gets free draw, and then after you'd special summon Hot Red Dragon Archfiend, because you have, this is one tuner, this is another tuner, and this is a non-tuner with the correct requirements for this monster. Shooting Riser Dragon, it's special summoned with Crystal and Halka Brex. You don't see it too often, but you do see it occasionally. And what you can do with this monster is you can send a card like Fairy Tale Snow, and then immediately after synchro summon using this card. Access Code Talker. This is the OTK option when you're trying to push for game. Your opponent cannot activate cards or effects in response to cards activation. So it gains 1000 attack per link rating used for its synchro summon. You can banish one link monster from your graveyard with a different attribute to one that's been previously banished to destroy one card in the field. Nightmare Unicorn, special summon, spin back any monster into the deck. Celine, activate, special summon back an effect Veiler or Fairy Tale Snow in order to go into the Access Code Talker. Liner helps you build this option. Halka Brex, special summon one tuner from the deck, and on your opponent's turn special summon one synchro tuner from the deck, extra deck. Linkaribo just gets rid of a level 1. You have 4 level 1s and 2 of them are extremely good to get rid of using Linkaribo. Side deck, Dimensional Barrier, it's a must. It's a must. It prevents decks from playing completely. Like Ritual, Fusion, Synchro Xyz, Pendulum, like completely shut down. I play Necrowall Banshee and Zombie World because Necrowall Banshee can be sent to the graveyard, activates effect, set Zombie World to the field. Token Collector, side deck, put in the side deck for Sword Soul matchup, completely dominates them. Place Ghost Ogre and Nibiru for the crossout designated targets just in case. Play Harpy's Feather Duster, Cosmic Cyclone and Mystic Mine just in case you go against the Mystic Mine matchup. You can cross out designate the Mystic Mine, and you can also have back row removal. Yeah, that's basically all you need to know about the deck. Let's go into some replays. We're given a decent hand, so let's start off by baiting Ash. So he fell for it. Now we'll activate E-Tele, special summon, zoom in effect, activate, yes, add Foxy Tune effect, activate. Now we've got 2 effect Veilers, so we'll just pitch one and special summon the Dino. Now we can special summon Chaos Ruler. Sorry if I'm going a bit fast, you can always slow down the video and watch the plays, but yeah. So activate the effect, we'll do Chain Link 1 Dino, special summon back the Foxy Tunes, Chain 2 Chaos Ruler. Decent mills. We can then activate Zoom's effect, boost that, whatever. Now we can activate Zombie Vampire's effect, we'll detach the Chaos Ruler. You don't have to, realistically it won't matter anyway, but I just like doing it, just in case. So now we can special summon Ghost Ogre because it's free tuner. Now Halka Brex, special summon. Special summon Jet Synchron. Now what we do here is Chaos Ruler effect, send the Zombie Vampire, send the Foxy Tune, special summon the Chaos Ruler. Now we can go into Hot Red Dragon Archfiend Abyss. Now we can activate Jet Synchron's effect. Send Endless Argo System. Special summon back. Now this here, this is the basis of the combo. Right now, I'm able to skip my opponent's turn. Anything else is extra. So we already have one negate on the field. We are then able to special summon Formula Synchron, which gives us a draw, so we have another negate. We're then able to skip our opponent's turn by special summoning the boss monster. We have an Effect Veiler in hand, which is another negate. Let's activate Endless Argo System. We can add back a Regulus effect, activate Reaper, and now we also have one other negate and a spin back. So now let's count total how many negates this is. So this is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We can even summon Baron, but six negates and a skip turn. Like this is an insane end board, and this, like, it doesn't even include the Therion Disc Colosseum effect. Now what you want to make sure is that you're chaining. So like if you're on Master Duel, chaining on, here it's chaining manual, because what you want to do is during your opponent's turn. So now what we can do is, because we're going to get rid of the Red Dragon Archfiend Abyss anyway, because we want to skip our opponent's turn, we'll activate his effect, negate the extra, no. So now on resolution, chain Halkified Rex, special summon Formula Synchron, Formula Synchron's effect activate, and then on resolution of Formula Synchron, we'll activate Formula Synchron's effect to summon the Hot Red Dragon Archfiend King Calamity. Now we'll activate his effect, and yeah, he's no longer able to activate cards, that's why he set his monster. Now make sure you do it how I do it on the resolution of these cards, because this is a when effect, it will indeed miss timing, so you must be careful. So during the end phase, we'll activate Regulus's effect to add the Reaper to hand, and also add one of his back row, just in case, because you see he's playing like Solemn Strike and a ton of other spells. It's just a bit scary. So activate Lily Borea's effect, add Regulus. He's negated that, it was kind of a waste of a negate, so we can summon this Lily Borea. Look, we have an Ashen. We already have so many negates. We literally have game on board right now, but let's just play for the sake of it. Now we can send. We'll send Regulus because we can special summon him back anyway this time. Add Therion charge. Argo system. Add back Regulus. Will Therion charge the Lily Borea? Wow, just so many negates. Now we can special summon the Regulus. We'll attach the Lily Borea, because we want a variety of different effects. And now we can summon an Ash Blossom, go into a Baron. Baron effect activate, destroy the regulator, and now we attack for game. Yeah. So here's where he ashes. What if he doesn't? He's making a mistake. Yeah, so now, because with Seaman we were gonna search the Foxy tune anyway, so he's kind of just messed himself up here. So we activate his effect, send Leaper so we can special summon another Therion monster, special summon Dino, summon Chaos Ruler effect. So chain 1 Dino, chain 2 Ruler. We'll just add Foxy Tune +1. So it's a shame that we sent Jet Synchron, but it's not the end of the world, because we can play even though this happened. We'll just summon one of his Ash Blossoms, why not? Now we've got Hulk. Okay, so this is where the issue. Normally you'd summon Jet Synchron, but here we can still summon Effect Veiler. So we'll summon Effect Veiler, and then we will special summon back Chaos Ruler. Special summon Hot Red Dragon Archfiend Abyss. Now we can still summon Jet Synchron by pitching our Foxy Tune. Here we can do this. Add the Therion. Lily Boreal, special summon the Bull. And yeah, see? It's like that, he scoops. We had game. Pretty easy. Yeah, so I hope I showed you what this deck's capable of. If you enjoyed the video and are gonna play this deck, make sure you like, subscribe, and leave a comment down below on your experience with the deck. If there's any questions, let me know in the comments, and I'll be sure to reply to all of you guys. Because I had privated my videos previously, the comments on my previous videos are actually not there, unfortunately. So yeah, any questions on other videos, just any queries in general, be sure to let me know in the comments. Appreciate your guys' time, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.